It's like you got country people singing about my wife took my dog and banged my best friend. Oh, I feel like drowning in alcohol. The beer's to my lips. I need that beer. 'Cause my wife took my dog and I'm alone.
And hello, and we're back to the podcast. We have Kelly. Kelly, tell the world about you.
Um, well, I am a singer, rock, um, heavy metalist. Do some voiceover sometimes, write stuff.
So, what have you been working on lately?
Trying to get a band together, which is kind of difficult. Everybody wanted me to go and do it,
Yeah, yeah.
but finding people.
So, what's your specialty for the band?
Um, Covers of various types of different artists. Not just like rock, but all other genres. Cause I just don't want to keep on with doing the screamers all the time. Doing it in a mix.
Nice. So, what sort of genres do you like?
Everything but country, but I would sing country.
Yeah, everything but you would sing country though, if you guys got together in a country band.
Um, I wouldn't want to sing all country.
Yeah, I gotcha. So, how long have you been singing?
Since I was two.
Good, good. So, what songs have you been practicing lately?
I always do In a Heartache, Blank Space by I Prevail. Um, You Are One Single. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Nice. So, how often do you practice?
All the time.
Yeah. Like, imagine driving your car. Or,
Well, probably when you want to do that drive. Yeah. Well, unless you want to, scream at in the car when in front of you, behind you or next to you.
yeah. Yeah, that could be difficult to do. I could see that. I know sometimes I sing in my car when I drive if the song is right or if the mood is right, but generally I just kind of zone out.
Well, it's always a good thing to zone out. I mean, I sing in the shower, I sing things about my cat.
Oh, cool. What sort of things do you sing about your cat?
Just singing things, what she's doing,
Ah,
making it a song, you know. Or I like to go and sing about peeing and stuff like that.
yeah, I noticed. Warming up, you had quite the word choice, which is awesome.
Well, it's like you you gotta do mic checks, unprofessionally,
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of fun to do.
because it's boring the other way.
It is. I agree. It is boring the other way.
Yeah.
So, what else is going on?
Um, Nothing much really. Just trying to get, you know, other things off the ground, trying to, get podcasts off and the undiscovered off and, and other ideas. Trying to finish, my script that I was like working on since last year.
Okay, yeah. So undiscovered. Yeah, Daniel talked a little bit about that. So what have you guys been working on with that? How many episodes?
Zero.
Zero. Okay. Yeah. So what's the premise of undiscovered? I mean, Daniel had some good, funny ones, but.
I mean, I wanted to like show, like other, there's, like other talent, cause like you never see other people out there. It's like you see all these celebrities with all these big things, but there are people out there that you will never see because they don't because you have to look a certain way and the sex symbols and all these other stuff, and it's like, well, what about everybody? What about the people who actually have talent? Because some of them, when you hear them live, they can't really do what you see in the recordings. So, and I taught myself how to scream because I had the knowledge of, professional voice teachers. And I taught, my husband Daniel how to scream. Yeah, because I needed to know every single thing that you have to really do to order to do it. So it took me a while, a lot of discouragement because I was trying to sound like everybody, trying to sound like Chester, and other people who inspired me to really, you know, to really do it, full on. I mean, it was, well, like, I think Lincoln Park was um, in the late 2000-ish, something like that. Well, I was screaming a lot longer than that, like, Corn. When I heard you all want a single, and I was like, wow, I wanted, it's like, I want to see how to really do those things.
So, what do you think is the best way to get exposure?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Probably, this will be a good step to try to, have people just, see, you know, like what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what have you like? What examples do you got? What can you? Well, talk to me the process on how you get ready to sing. What is your process?
What is my
Like
process?
it could be voice warm ups. It could be, or do you just go cold start?
No,
Screaming.
I actually tried that and I failed when I did that. I just, like sing a song that's a little less straining. Like finding a song that, like do Stand By Me, like do like warm up songs,
Mm.
you know, and then, and then like do a song that has maybe one or two little screams in it.
Okay.
Breaking Benjamins is good at that.
Yeah, Breaking Benjamin is. I love Breaking Benjamin. And you mentioned Corn too. They kind of dropped off the face of the earth. I don't even know if they tour anymore. I don't know. I haven't kept up with Corn. But yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so you warm up with simpler songs and then you work into what you're going to sing. So how do you know what you're going to sing every week before you go to karaoke night?
Well, it all depends on how's my, my week at work gone. If it's a total, I'm just completely over it. I do Tourniquet
Mm-hmm.
by Evanescence.
Oh, that's a good one. Evanescence is good. She's a good screamer. Well, yeah, she's good at yeah, she's a great band.
Cause like I was like like listening to like Tourniquet, and then I was like listening to how I like do it, and when she like screams, "I want to die," I was like, how did it was like, wow. It's like one of those songs, like, that particular song is like, it's like one of my coping mechanisms.
Mm.
You gotta have like things, like to like, cause, like dealing with mental health issues and thoughts in your head all the
Mm.
time. Like for me, it's better for me to sing about it instead of doing the action. And I just want people to like see. I just want like to also like talk, sing, write songs and talk about mental health, because you don't see people really. You see all these people like talking about like dying and things like that. I want to talk about is like you know that stuff, but also the things that will work as coping mechanisms or other things around it, because it's a stigma. We don't talk about that kind of stuff.
That's a good point. People use music as a coping mechanism for mental health. And because you can find that right song that gets you in the right moment, and you can express your pain through the song. And there's a lot of great songs like that too.
Yeah.
Hmm. So,
Like there was this one song by Ipavera. It's called "I Don't Belong Here," and it took me a while to like listen to it the full way, because it talks about depression, and it like talks about the thoughts like in your head, and I'm like, this is what I feel every single day.
mm,
It's like your mind just goes wherever, and you just like cope, try to like do like coping mechanisms, just or I just do a song that does like I would just like scream,
mm.
but I don't want to like do a whole entire song that I do nothing about screams, because I had done it twice, and I'm like, oh God,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I've been doing it a long time, but like to sustain all of those different screams, or for that how many minutes those songs last. I'm like halfway through, I go, eh.
Yeah. Imagine those performers every night. Different Evanescence. She's got to go screaming at a probably at least once a week, to a new city, and every song has some element. I'm sure that they got their rest songs where they're not screaming, and it's more guitar riffy and whatnot, and it probably gives her some recovery time. And then, yeah, it takes a band. It would definitely wear you out, but in the meantime, it is a great therapeutic way to do things.
Cause I have like people like would go and say, like one person was like saying, like it was, like all you do is sing sad songs. It's like look at half of the songs. It's like look up the meaning of each and every song, and you will see how many artists will talk about suicide, death, all these other dark things. And and it's like it's like I'm not the only one that does it. It's like look at Broken Boulevard. What do you think it's talking about? It's talking about death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, cause like I said that to, I said that, to Daniel before. I was like, look it up. I said you just sung 3 songs about suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And I said if you don't believe me, look it up. Because I'm like, why? It's like, it's like you got country people singing about, my wife took my dog and banged my best friend. Oh, I feel like drowning in alcohol. The beer's to my lips. I need that beer. 'Cause my wife took my dog and I'm alone.
That was good. And you can definitely carry a tune really well. I'm just watching the frequency distribution on the waves here, and the audio waves are nice, and they're just real smooth. I'm like, nice, okay.
I was just messing around.
Well, good. And I was starting to visualize like there's a lot of applications for singing. Like you don't have to limit, and that's a good singer doesn't necessarily limit themselves to one genre of music. Some can, like for example, Darius Rucker, who was he's a country music singer now, but before that he was like kind of I don't know how to describe. He was in a different genre, and people will switch back and forth, and some rock people can sing gospel, some and the old-timey stuff too. I've noticed a resurgence in that, people liking the old-time music. And
Oh, I love oldies. I call it real music instead of the stuff that we are listening to today, because they have like heart and soul.
yeah, and getting together with a live band of musicians and checking those out, I always enjoy going to them, to listening to people sing these older songs that they know and I didn't know them. Like, wow, what a cool song. These older, like, I don't know, 1940s, like old songs. I don't even know what genre they're from.
Probably oldies. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And women like Anita Franklin and, yeah, who sing. They were phenomenal singers too.
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. She can wail.
Oh yeah, I have like done some of her songs at karaoke, and I'm like, oh God.
Hard.
Oh yeah, you have to find like a happy medium where to truly go, because I tried to do my first song, I was like, ooh, that was a mistake because I was like, sharp and flat in other areas. I'm like, oops. Sometimes I just really get like either nervous or be in my head. Especially like with like Linkin Park doing "Giving Up" with that 17-second scream. Even though I can like scream in 20, you know, about 20 seconds, give or take. But it's like you have that scream, 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 and then you have to just straight go right through it. And that for that 17 seconds. And for that 17 seconds, I'm like, it doesn't feel that when you're doing it.
It feels like an eternity.
Oh, yeah, it feels like eternity.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine. Especially on stage.
Yeah, there was a time that I almost collapsed. So I had to kneel down. Because I could not catch a breath at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then like trying to like do that, like I give it up
Mm-hmm. Yes.
afterwards, and I'm like, it's hard. It was, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. And it's singing is something I think I would be good at if I pursued it more, but I just kind of don't pursue it. Instead, I just do the podcaster voice deal. So talk about your screenwriting. What have you been writing about?
Um, like trying, doing, um, like mom code. It's like, like when, like thinking of like idea, thinking like, like my idea was like they looking for other people, other mobs to like, to like do ideas, to get ideas from, so they can stay afloat, basically.
Mobco?
Yeah.
Explain the premise. Could you explain that a little bit more? I don't really understand.
It's it was something that explored a thing, because like I was like doing, playing World Connect, and I was like, like messing around, and so I put like, so I put Cold Mob, instead of doing that, I switched it to then made a switch to Mopco because it sound
Mobco does sound cool.
that idea like exploded like from there I was like like doing just like talking about like the different. Yeah, 'cause like when you look at the mob, you look at the gangster side and things like that. So just like trying to like find like other like how they make money and things like that to where I can you know see that they have that they are having trouble and they need to find other alternative to make money besides what they do.
Okay, so you want to create a fictional story called
Yeah.
Mobco, which sounds cool. Sounds like a startup. And it's about people that get together to do organized crime because they're not making enough money.
Well, or like doing like ins and on jobs, to stay afloat.
Yeah.
You know, due to the like the economy. You know, because like I like trying to do it at the side of the coronavirus when everything shut down.
Mm-hmm. And okay. So what else? What else about the world of Mobco? Who would be the main character?
Um, well, probably my husband would be the main character. Would be the main person that does it.
Oh, in Mobco in the screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking like describe the character. Like, would it be one person? Would the loosely follow different characters?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so describe these characters. What sort of characters do you want in this screenplay?
I'm still actually thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, I guess that the mob, boss is, like, has to be like a little bit of Italian. I mean, it's, like a Italian guy that, like, it's supposed to like be like a spoof, being, like funny but yet serious sometimes.
Okay. Have you watched Breaking Bad?
No.
Oh, it's a good show. You guys should watch Breaking Bad. Yeah, it reminds me of that. It's like modern day gangster stuff, but that's cool. So you have an idea for a mob related
Yeah.
thing. So what sort of crimes do these guys commit?
Um, money laundering, owning, gamblings, you know, I think gambling and sports stuff, gambling.
So money laundering through gambling.
Hmm.
Nothing else?
Well, among, like other things, don't want to give that, all away.
Yeah. Like, do they have creative ways of making people disappear?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
That'd be fun. That's what's always fun about writing is you can sit and think about who you want to create as a character, how do you want them to behave? What is their constitution? And everything you do with that character is based around this structure of the character that you have already defined. And in order to make and then each one of those characters, it's interesting how you create these characters and make them work.
Yeah, because like at first, because I did it like a little bit, and my husband took it to his acting class, and they were like they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like I don't see myself as a writer. I mean I don't know. But I guess that it's something that it's just like hard because like it could be sound good in your head, and then when you see on the paper, like, wait, does that really make sense of what I have in my head? Then you put it down.
Mm-hmm.
Just like coming up with like ideas and then trying to like form, the rest. It's kind of like it's kind of difficult because I'm just trying to like how many people, how many like characters, what are their names instead of like mob guy 1, 2, 3, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean they have it has to I think it has to be like some type of names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the naming convention on that, like how do you choose their names? Is there a deeper meaning? Is their name like a spin-off of somebody else that you know in real life? And I would imagine that a lot of these characters are people that you're modeling after people that you've met in real life for this sort of inspiration, as most artists would. So where do you go to find inspiration?
Really, sometimes just walk and play Pokemon to inspire. Once I distracted my mind enough, it's easy to like get to stuff to where it's like my mind is at ease.
Mm-hmm. Do you have to get into that Zen state?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so walking, playing Pokemon Go. What other tools do you use to get into the Zen state?
Playing with my cat.
It's a good one. Nice. So what other ideas do you have for screenwriting? Or just writing in general?
That's pretty much about it, actually.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Pretty much.
So what ideas have you had for songwriting? Have you tried writing many songs?
No.
No.
Like I don't see myself as a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I don't know what to. Yeah, because I don't know what to really say. Or how to like really say it to make sense. To make sense of things, I guess.
Now, I was told you can do the Mongolian stuff. Can you give the audience an example of your Mongolian singing?
But I need to take a drink.
Yeah. I watched Marco Polo, so I know.
You know, just
We're harmonizing in Mongol. We're Mongoloiding together. Cool. Well, talk about the games you like to play. What sort of... You like Pokemon Go. What other games?
well, I used to play like Mortal Kombat when I was a kid. Like outstanding. Flawless victory. Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Finish him.
Get over here.
Yeah, those striking games are a lot of fun. I haven't played one in a while. The last one I did was Injustice. I don't know if you've ever played Injustice, but it's fun to download on your phone. You can like tap tap swipe, and tap 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 swipe. In the direction you swipe will It's just addicting. It's an addicting game. So it's a low energy commitment.
Well, I'd rather have the controller in my hand and, and try to attempt to do a fatality.
Mm-hmm.
I actually remember one fatality, Liu Kang's.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's the only fatality that I can actually remember.
I remember, well, depending on what version you had.
I thought it was like the same, like then that the same motions of the up, down, left,
Yeah, it takes a while to get it down. Mortal Kombat is a little bit more complicated than Street Fighter. Do you remember Street Fighter?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like Street Fighter better, but maybe that's because it was less complicated. But Mortal Kombat is more complicated. So you have to know those button placements, and you got to practice and get good at the game in order to beat others.
Yeah, I mean, like, my most favorite was DOA. I think it was from the Sega Dreamcast. All my friends back in New Jersey hated playing me because I'm like, I go, do all these like combos and and keep them in the air, and I'm still in. And I would just go and just like do this combat, point, throwing them, catching them in the air, tossing them to the ground, and I'm like, it's like, are you going to let me hit you? It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, I can, you can try.
Mm-hmm.
And then I reverse it, and then it was like, it's not fair. It's like, how you doing that? I'm like, I don't, Because like I was like studying like all the moves in the book, so I just like did it.
Nice. So how did you end up from New Jersey here in Washington?
Yeah, took a Greyhound.
So talk about your past life. What was that like?
pretty dark.
Okay, that would make sense where the dark stuff would come from. So, how long did you live in New Jersey before you moved?
Um, 21 years.
21 years, huh? Dang. So you moved here when you were 21.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm sick of New Jersey. I'm getting on a bus on a Greyhound and I'm just going to drive to Spokane? Is that where you landed?
Mhm. Yep.
Dang. So was it like a good dark? Like you could think back on it years from now and be like, man, I should write a book about my life and people would love it? Or was it still something that you can't handle?
Still something I cannot handle.
Yeah, I don't blame you. There's a lot of stuff that's difficult, and sometimes the best thing to do is just uproot from that situation and move on to another one.
Yeah, that's why I came here because I wanted to get as far away from all of that,
Mhm.
you know, and build a life. I mean, some like some things like I used to live in the South Hill, you know, before I, got married, and I was like, 'cause like you're far away from everything. It takes a lot longer to go to places, and then but yeah, there's all good things because you near also things, near three different within walking distance stores. You have all these, things within, like walking distance, and it was like it was just like I had, really, when I, first moved there, it was like I hardly ever, like really left because mostly everything that I needed was right there,
Mhm.
you know. But then when you like going to like going to work and you work at night and it takes you more longer to to get around because it's like every hour and it's like you miss the bus, you have to wait
Mhm.
or get another one that gets you closer and walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
But like I didn't like working, like really walking, at night anyway, you know, anyway, especially, like certain areas in the South there. I'm like, nope.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because like people think that the South Hill is like, it's like they are like it's just like every where you go. I mean, there's certain places where you find more things and you hear about it more on the news than anywhere else. You know, there's really actually no safe, places to really, live, you know, unless that you are in a cabin in your own in the middle of the woods. But then you have lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real difficult thing to move from one side of the country to another side of the country and start a new life.
Oh, it's like quite. It was quite a culture shock.
Mhm.
It it actually really was when you like people will come up to you like like and like tell you their life story. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, good for you. You're telling me your life story because you want to, telling me your life story and asking for a cigarette. And it's like, uh, I don't know you. So, it's like, why are you telling me these things that I don't, like, why? It's like, New Jersey, you're like, if I know you, I talk to you. If I don't know you, goodbye.
Mhm.
That's how it, like, was. And it took me a lot, a long time just to, you know, get that in my head. That is like, well, you're not going to know anybody. It's like, everybody was a stranger,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, that would be difficult. And getting a job too. Like, where did you first get a job at when you moved here?
Um, I was a janitor
Mm.
first. Um, didn't like it because like it was so hard to clean my house, my place, and then because I was doing that for other people.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it was hard.
It's like the mechanic that drives a grungy car, kind of a thing, you know. So after that, how did you manage to keep going?
Well, like I was like married before. I was like, I'm done with that type of thing. You know, and it's like I met Daniel, and you know, it was like I was like, well, it's like I was like kind of nervous and scared because I was like, well, like when I got like divorced the first time, I was like, I'm done. This is it. you know, I'm like, don't want to deal with the heartache
Yeah.
type of thing. And, like Daniel was like, instead of like talking with his words, he did it by action.
Mhm.
Man, I'm like, because if you spend a lot of years of your life, people, saying this, and and then the action is the other way. It's like you learn to like. It's like I don't trust any words that what was said.
Mm.
It's like it's like automatically in my mind. That's what it was. Like,
So it's kind of like one rotten apple spoils the whole batch, kind of a thing, and it
well, yeah.
changes it skews your ability to trust people based on your limited relationship knowledge with other people that weren't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's just how it's like, because like to me, it's like actions are more better than words because all words we can, it's like there's like, you know, how we talk is actually through our body language and facial expressions. That's what we are mostly communicating. So my words can, like my actions, like facial expression or, your body language. If you look at, it's like, you go into an interview, they are not seeing what you are saying. They are looking at your facial expressions, your body language. It,
Mm-hmm.
they, that's what that's what they are seeing. You know, and well, dating is like that too. It's like it's like a job interview. It's like, here's my expectations, here's your expectations.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But minus the just to oppress, then when you go to the interview.
Yeah. 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 And in job interviewing can be difficult. That's for sure. If you were to design a game, what game would you design?
What game?
Mm-hmm.
I love puzzle games.
Puzzle games? Okay, so a game that involves solving a puzzle.
Yeah, it's like in between like an escape. So like you have like certain amount of like time to like like to find these like items or solve this puzzle or a little bit of both.
I could see that. Would it be a team game or individual? Or both?
um well, it could be both. Like you can like do it like player, one, or maybe at least 2 to 4 other players.
Would it be a board game or a digital game?
um I have really no idea.
Hmm. So, so talk about other games that you like playing. So you
Well,
mentioned Pokemon Go, the word game. What was another game?
pet rescue.
Pet Rescue. Okay. What's Pet Rescue?
um it's you have it's like what is that game? It's just like Candy Crush when you like have to like, but it's like with blocks. That's like different color blocks, or like, or you have to like get rid of a certain amount of blocks, like 100 or 98, or a certain amount of pets, or just these other things that you have to like do.
Okay. Do you have gaming console at home? And if so, like what type?
No, I just have my games on the phone.
Okay. That's always interests me, like what sort of games people play, how they're playing them. Because I notice my nephews and my own kids, now my kids just play on their phones.
Hmm.
The younger kids still like gaming consoles like Xboxes, whatever Xbox there is now, right?
Right.
I don't know what Xbox, but they showed me. And then the even younger kids like playing this game called Roblox.
Huh.
Right, Roblox.
Where's that?
It's a little kid game thing that it's almost like Minecraft, but you can play any game you want, but it's in this dumbed down Minecraft version.
Oh, so it's like on the PC?
Uh, it's on a console, I believe. They have a Roblox gaming console with controllers, and yeah, like little kids like this game, Roblox.
I thought Minecraft was just a PC game.
Yeah, I know. I think they're ripping off Minecraft with Roblox. Well, they got Minecraft on Roblox, but the whole thing is Minecraft-like. Okay, so it's very dumbed down version. So they have, for example, the game Halo, right? You can play Halo, but you're playing with like a box shaped Master Chief in this box shaped sort of world that's like Minecraft.
I think I know the game that you're talking about. Doesn't look really interesting.
No, it's what little kids play, and so I wonder about that because like my mom likes playing Candy Crush and Bejeweled and stuff.
I used to play, but Bejeweled and Candy Crush, but well, it's like too similar to they're both are like really similar to each other.
Hmm.
All these other like different these different games. But I like all these how, cause like I like this like new game that I'm doing. It's like each letter, like each number or each symbol is A B C. One of those, and it does not give you a hint,
Hmm.
and you have to really think of the word, the letter that suits fits there. And I'm like, this is like really cool, cause because like it helps, you know, learning like to make me think, or how good of a spit are you?
Hmm. So you seem to like these solving games.
Yes.
So seeking games, solving games. That seems to be. Do you think that just women in general like these games? Just generally prefer them as opposed to like shooting games or Mortal Kombat.
Well, I'm a girl.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I asked.
Like I like. Well, I'm not good at first-person shooters.
Hmm.
But I'm not like a type of person that plays um dolls, because I was like asked my daughter. I was like, I was like, why? What's a dollhouse? I was like, explain to me, what is a dollhouse? Why do these dolls have clothes? Why is a bench there? You know, what is the purpose of all of these accessories?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, cause I rather be playing sports and getting dirty, you know, instead of, you know, making over a doll. It's like, why would you want to make over a doll? Like comb his hair and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, cause like for me, I want to know why, how. You know, the purpose. What is the purpose? How does this work?
That's a good point. Yeah, and it's really making me think a little bit deeper into like psychology of women, which is it's unique, the differences between people. So do you read often?
I used to read a lot more than what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when I do, it's like mostly things I are inspirational.
Yeah. Have you read the Lord of the Rings?
Yes, I have.
Good for you. Tolkien was quite an interesting guy. He was quite a genius of his day. Yeah. So what's your favorite fantasy story? Or fairy tale, I should say.
Probably in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he definitely set the tone for a lot of what we take now for fantasy with the elves and the orcs and the trolls and everything
True.
that he pieced together from other mythologies and some that he created with his own creation of Middle Earth and all this other stuff, all through one man who can devise it in his head.
And it's like I could only dream about doing that.
Yeah, and it's just great because it takes you over with the story on how it goes. I could only hope to be a writer like that, and if I did just create some whole magical world, would anybody even want to read it? You know? Or what did I do it for? I just guess I just did it for my own self-processing. And I imagine that's how Tolkien was too. He did it for his own self-processing. Because he was in World War I. And so a lot of the things about the Lord of the Rings trilogy in The Hobbit is based on his experiences in World War I in the British Army.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Just fun facts.
I mean, like, because I know that I think it was like shot in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful place.
You know, like the only things that I pretty much knew, you know, when I think it was like, not Lake Lost, that's the elf. What was the tracker's name?
Oh,
Aragorn.
Aragorn, yeah.
When he kicked the I think it was the helmet, he actually broke his foot.
Oh no shit.
Hmm. He actually broke, you know, the toe. That's why he yelled, and they were like, you know, let's cut that out, and he was like, no, let's keep it, cause it made it
More real.
yeah.
Huh. So what other shows do you watch? Like, what platforms do you watch the shows? Like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon?
I like to like Go Rush, and
What platform is that on though?
oh, I just like watch it, like on TV.
Is it? Oh, you guys actually have cable?
Yes.
Oh, good for you. Huh. Huh. Oh, so you guys don't have Netflix?
We not Netflix, but like other ones.
Yeah. Okay. So you like Gold Rush and
That's
uh
with like the gold. I love Fortune Fire.
Fortune Fire. What's that about?
When they make weapons, you learn a lot about the history of all these different, like swords or different weapons or different things that like from like the wars or certain cultures. It's like they're like you make the the knife from scratch.
Mm.
You actually it's blacksmithing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good show. So Gold Rush, that weapon show, and what other shows?
Well, I love Chef Ramsay.
Chef Ramsay. Okay, cooking shows. Cooking shows are good. He's a pretty interesting guy, Chef Ramsay. What else?
Uh, I like there was this like new show. It's called like uh, it, it's about like surviving like storms or you know
Survivals. That's a good one.
like yeah, like it's this. I think this. I forgot the name of the show. Cause there's like two. One for like one with like storm chasing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
I
that's
also
fun.
love storms.
Cool. Those are great topics, and I'm always interested in like what categories do people find fascinating. Yeah. So what shows? How often do you watch YouTube?
Well, I watch like YouTube. I have like a whole bunch of like things that like different like screaming techniques.
Oh, okay. For the more technical stuff, you go to YouTube.
Yeah, cause I know how different ways to get to fry, to the fry scream instead of just how I learned it. Because if one fails, I
Right.
have another outlet.
Good. And that's good. You have a great thirst for learning.
Because it's like you think of a map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take 29th Avenue in the South Hill. There are so many ways to get to 29th.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on where it varies from like where you are, like downtown to wherever. There's multiple ways to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's like it's just a location. that's the but I believe that there are many different ways to go and learn it, to go. You have to, there's, because like if there was just one true way of doing it, that's how I'm very, very new at throat singing. I just learned how to do that last year.
Hmm.
I didn't have any idea on the techniques or anything. I saw this one guy on YouTube. They was like talking about it, like on how to do it, and within maybe 5 7 days, I was able to at least get the sound. And then grew from there. And when I was like doing it, I was like, that feels so weird
Mm.
because like it just like everything like vibrates.
Cool. It's like discovering a superpower.
And it's like it was just like a weird, it was like really weird
Mm-hmm.
when I first like discovered. It's like no, I'm not proficient at it, no, because I only been doing it for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but you have like it, it really helped that I was able to do things, that I was able to like find it. But now you have all these different like screams and all these things, and I'm like, wow, like seriously, it's like it changes so rapidly, and I'm like, wait, I want to learn that. That sounds cool. Now, how to do it?
That's exciting. You're able you changed your life. You found a superpower through YouTube, through your persistence in wanting to learn how to scream while singing.
We're like, cause like I like stopped like screaming for a while, and then I was like relearning how to really do it,
Mm.
so that which it only took me about a month just to relearn everything that I already had learned. It was like back in 2023, because I already had all that knowledge, because I just like completely just stopped everything from 2016 all the way to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I just stopped singing.
Mm.
I was like doing it, at church singing, but not, but like I still knew the screaming stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we're actually nearing an hour 30 here, so.
Wow.
I know. Time flies when you're talking about cool things. So, last two things I'm going to ask. What are book recommendations? So, what book or books do you recommend people read, and where can people find you?
I really had no book, references.
Okay. Songs to listen to?
Well, I love Phil Collins.
Oh, Phil Collins. Good one. Good one. We'll have to bring up some more Phil Collins. I can feel it calling. Yeah. Okay. So, where can people find you?
On Facebook,
On Facebook.
Lionheart Media.
Okay, Lionheart Media. That's where you can find Kelly on Facebook. Hey, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this podcast as much as I do. Be sure to check out her on Facebook and check out everything in the video description below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and smash that bell for more data-driven updates. I'll see you next time. Bye.